Hi YouTube, it's Monica. It's me again. So I was just updating myself on all the people that I subscribe to and watching all their videos, and I decided I was going to make a how I told my parents and my boyfriend video. So that's what video I'm making right now. Okay, let's see. I have a great clue of when it happened. Me and my boyfriend both know exactly what day it happened, and so we kind of had a clue the whole month that I was pregnant, and because it was like the day before my ovulation date, so we knew that it was a high chance that I could be pregnant. So we just waited till the end of the month so I can finally take a test or whatever. So that whole month we were just basically accepting the fact that I was pregnant or whatever. And if I wasn't, that would be fine, but we just went ahead and accepted it. We were just like, you're pregnant, I'm pregnant. And so the whole month we kind of knew. We just didn't really tell anybody. And so what happened was, it was my mom's birthday. I found out on my mom's birthday. And I was going to wait until, you know, my period missed or whatever, and I knew I could take it a couple days early, and I didn't even think about that. I was just waiting for my missed period, so it was like 2 days before my period or whatever. And my mom's friend's son was cutting our grass, and after he was done cutting our grass, I had to take him back home and then meet up with everybody else. So we were going out for her birthday dinner. So I knew I didn't have much time. So I got in my car and I went to CVS, and I got the first response pregnancy test or whatever. And I bought, how many did I buy? I bought the one with 3 of them in it. And so I go to the front desk. I'm like nervous because I'm like, oh my god, I'm actually going to find out if I'm pregnant, because the whole month we didn't know. And so I finally bought the test. I was nervous because you know how it's like awkward. It's like buying your first pair of pads, like the whole pack, you know, by yourself, you know. It's like that. And so yeah. So I go home, and I know there's 3 of them, but I only had time to take 1. So I took the test, and you know, some people want to wait 2 minutes and 3 minutes, or, you know, walk around in circles, or leave the bathroom and then wait. No, I was sitting here looking at it. I saw when the urine kind of went into the window or whatever. I was watching it because I took a pregnancy test before, so I knew which side to look at, if it was going to be 2 lines or not. So I was looking at the left side. I saw a line pop up. I said, "Ah!" And then the other line popped up, and I was just like, okay, alright, it finally confirms it. And so I called him, and I think he was asleep, and I called him, and I was just like, so I went to CVS and got a test, and he was just like, okay, and I was just like, it's positive, and he was like, okay. So we kind of, I don't know, it wasn't like a shock because we had already accepted it. And then I told my dad first, because my mom, everybody knows my mom and they know how my mom is, so she was going to be the last person I told, or the last person to know anything. So I told my dad first because I'm more comfortable with him. I can tell him anything. So I told my dad. I kind of went around him, not tried to go around him. So I was just like, hey, I need to go for a checkup at the doctor's or whatever. And he was just like, okay, just make an appointment and go. And I was just like, okay. And I forgot that I was on my dad's insurance. So anything I do, he's going to know about it. So I was just like, yeah, I need to go for a blood test. And he was just like, stop beating around the bush, just tell me. And so I was like, I am 100% sure that I am pregnant. And then, when did I take the other 2? I think I took the other 2 probably like the next day or whatever, but they're all positive. And so he was just like, just go ahead and tell me. And I was just like, I'm 100% sure that I'm pregnant. And he was just like, okay. And then he called me. He was just like, now, he was just like, how did this happen when I know for a fact that I went and got you birth control pills? Okay, hold on. I was on birth control for, okay, it wasn't long enough for it to be effective. So it didn't really work. So it was like I wasn't on it. So blah blah, yeah, he didn't really trip too much. And then it was my mom's birthday. We were out to dinner. It was me, my mom, my sister, and her friend and her daughter. And so my sister didn't know yet. And then we were on the way home, and my sister drove her own car. And then I guess my dad told my sister. Then my sister called me. It was just like, oh my God, Monica, you should have told me. And I was just like, I didn't know what to do, and I couldn't really talk because my mom was in the car. And so my mom's phone rings, and it's my dad calling my mom. My dad never calls my mom for anything, and if he calls her, it's something serious. So he was just like, yeah, we need to meet at the McDonald's on, you know, so-and-so street or whatever. And so she was just like, your dad wants to meet. And I was like, for what? And she was just like, I don't know. She was just like, he says he has to talk about something. And it was the same day I told my dad. So I was just like, oh my God, I know he is not about to tell my mom without consulting it with me. And I was going to wait till the next weekend because it was her birthday weekend and I didn't want to ruin it. But so we go to the McDonald's or whatever, and we go inside and we sit down. We were only in there for like 5 minutes. And he was like, your daughter has something to tell you. And I was like, like I couldn't form my mouth to say the words. And so she was just like, is it really that serious? She was just like, what, are you pregnant or something? And I was just like, yeah. And then it was just like complete silence. And my mom was just like, okay. And then we got up and left. And I was like, confused because I'm thinking like I'm gonna get kicked out the house, my mom's gonna be yelling and screaming and like disown me. Oh my God. So I was really shocked at how she reacted. And so we get in the car and she drops her friend and her daughter off or whatever. And so we're on the way home, and then I think it finally hit her, and then she started going off in the car. And I mean, I wasn't really listening, honestly. I was just tuning her out. And so she started going off and off and off and off and off, and thank God it was only like a 5 to 10 minute drive home. And so we got home, she went in her room, I went in my room. She didn't talk to me for like 2 days. And yeah, my mom, she's still somewhat a little salty, but everybody else is excited. So, yeah, that's how I told my mom, my dad, and my boyfriend. Yeah. Long video, but yeah, it was pretty traumatic. So yeah, I'm glad I made this video, and that is how I told my family. And I'll see you for week 14 next week. So yeah, bye.